Hello, my loves. It's time for Reflection Week, or for our 78 Deep Challenge. Let's just, wherever we are, for a moment, I invite you to close down your eyes, place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath in, and a deep exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Just savoring this moment for a second. Because my love, this has been a long journey. For 13 weeks, 78 days plus prep week, you have sat not only with the tarot, you can open your eyes whenever you want, but also with yourself. And that is a courageous act of magnificent proportions. And it's hard. It's hard to come to your journal or whatever you came to every day when you were doing this and sit down and check in with yourself, especially on those days where you aren't feeling it or you're foggy and you're like, I don't friggin' understand this card meaning, right? There are days when we just don't want to look at ourselves, look at our stories, explore hard themes because we're human, right? And sometimes that shit sucks. Life throws us all kinds of things. And while there may have been some lows, there were also some highs, I hope. But either way, taking this intense, concentrated, deep, in-depth look at yourself takes friggin' guts. And I'm so proud of you. Whether you did all 78 days or you just dipped in and out whenever you felt like it, it doesn't matter. I'm still freaking proud of you, and you should be proud of you too, because like I said, it takes guts. And even if you didn't do every single card, I can't imagine you didn't get anything out of this, right? No matter how small of a chunk of this journey you engaged in, this voyage that you took, you still took the time to do this thing that you in your soul knew would change your freaking life. And I know that that's a bold claim, but I can say this now because I've talked to so many of you who have completed this, who have expressed to me just the synchronicity, the awe, the understanding that was built with yourself, with the tarot, how your experiences with tarot have changed. Some of you even reached out to me and were like, I was skeptical about tarot and the universe and how that all connected until I started experiencing the synchronicities of the cards that I intuitively chose as we went through and the days and how all of that unfolded. And it's such a beautiful and rewarding experience for me to get those messages because it reminds me of my purpose, like why I even do this in the first place. If I can bring you closer to your spiritual path, if I can bring you closer to the universe, closer to each other, closer to yourself, like my work at the end of the day is done. Like it brings me such joy. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you who's not only reached out to me, but also all of you who have just been behind on the sidelines, contributing your energy to this voyage. It's just barely been a life-changing experience for me as well to watch myself get into this kind of role with every day teaching a card and the meaning of it and sharing my own personal perspective of that, while also doing my own Hermit reflections and being really raw and vulnerable to put those into the course every day and share them with you. It's been such an amazing journey that also challenged me a little bit, because there were definitely times where things were a little bumpy. I went on vacation, I lost power, I got sick, and all of those things did present challenges for me with getting things up to you on the time that I intended and all these other things. And I learned to adapt, to roll with it, and to be a little less hard on myself and have patience with myself and just go with the flow, right? So with all that being said, if you would like to share your experience with me and you have not yet already, I would love to hear in the comments, or I'm going to leave a review that has a review form or whatever, that you can really non-officially share your experience with me, and there's a giveaway linked to that, so I will share more about that at the end. But it brings me so much joy, and I look forward to just hearing about your journey. So what are we doing this week, right? We had a prep week because this is a long journey. And like I've said, this is a magnificent, I keep wanting to say the word magnitude, but it just doesn't really fit there. But anyway, was a monumental journey or voyage that we spent 13 weeks doing. So we had a prep week, and I really want to end with a reflection week, because one thing we don't, and I myself definitely don't do enough, is take time to let things settle and integrate and become part of who we are, and to really actually look at things in hindsight, because some of our deepest wisdom comes from the reflection afterwards, right? The magic happens while we're doing it, but the knowledge and the wisdom that we gain as people isn't properly integrated into our life, our way of being, who we are, until we take time to reflect and reprocess and regurgitate and write down all of those beautiful things that we've learned, right? So we're going to take this week to do reflection. If you're in the course, I have a printout for you with journaling spaces and ideas, all these things. There's 4 pages. If you're not in the course, I will be, just putting stuff in the description box down below, so you can still play along, of course. But what I really want to invite you to do is to cherry pick this. I put down a bunch of ideas of things you could engage in. Now, if you wanted to make a reflection month and really draw this out and do absolutely everything, then you're more than welcome to. If you just want to cherry pick a couple of things and you're like, I'm just kind of done, then you can do that too. So let's talk about, first things first. Before you do your reflection, if you have not watched the tower video that I posted, the tower was our last card. If you have not watched the tower video that I posted and or done the card spread from that video, I highly recommend doing that first, because that was really the pre-reflection kickoff, and I think you're going to find it really helpful and nourishing in a way. It really sets the stage for this. So definitely do that. Some fun activities that you can do this week if you want to dive in deeper are, you can catch up on any of the cards you may have missed that you're feeling called to go back to. I definitely have a couple that I missed, I think when the power was out last month, and I really want to revisit those and get those done within the course. So I'm going to be doing that. Revisit some of your favorite cards and re-engage with the story, right? Visit the story, think about how the story might have unfolded. Think about the card and anything you might want to add to that story that happened later, of oh yeah, I remember this thing that happened on a different day, but it totally links to this card, and you can add that meaning to it. You can choose to go deeper with some of the cards you may still feel a little fuzzy on. So revisit those cards where you're like, I still kind of don't get this card. If you have multiple decks, maybe pull out a bunch of that same card from a bunch of decks. Choose the imagery of one that you like or that speaks to you. Read the guidebook, see how it's different, and see if there's anything that you can add to the perspective of that card to really like bolster up your understanding of the story of what that card is about. If you really want to get intense, you can go nuts and follow the challenge over again. I wouldn't recommend this in reflection week, but that's just kind of like a bonus thing. You can totally do this again. Maybe you found this later on. You could run through the whole thing yourself. All of the resources are there for you. I'm going to be allowing you to continue to repurchase the course. So if you wanted to join us for the course and didn't get to in real time, you're welcome to purchase it now and kind of follow along at your own pace. The community chat won't be available for that anymore just because we're kind of done, but you can do all of the things and get the bonus resources and all that. Or you can just do it on your own, right? And if you already are in the course and you already did it, you can totally like divide your deck into the elements, reshuffle, make your own synchronistic kind of thing. Or maybe even take, say if you had a bunch of cards you still don't really get, you could take those cards and do some type of shuffle order. There's so many different directions you could go with this, but do it over. Is basically the thing. So that's all like my bonus activities that I wrote down. If you have any that you're thinking of, feel free to drop them below. But let's get into the reflection questions now. So first and foremost, I invite you to revisit your Hermit intention. How was that intention fulfilled? Did your intention change as you went? Did you end up discovering something more? When we set an intention, right, we often don't revisit it. And sometimes we find that we changed course altogether. And other times we find that we're like, wow, I like crushed that, blew it out of the water and took it even further. So take some time, revisit your Hermit intentions and just reflect on them and see where you're at with that. Another really fun activity, and this is going to be one that I'm doing, is revisit the decks you used or the deck you used. I used multiple decks. I used a bunch of decks, and I'm going to be doing a fun video sharing all of the decks that I used during the challenge with you, which I'm super excited to film. But revisit the deck that you used or the decks you used and just reflect on, did you enjoy them? Has your relationship with those decks changed? Did you end up discovering that there was somewhere you really just didn't click with and you want to trade them or move them on? Any of the above. I just think that's super fun because, I mean, we all love a good deck, right? Another prompt is record your experience of the elements inside and outside of your card study. So it really spent a lot of time in the 4 elements as well as the 4 suits of tarot, right? And I would assume, I could be wrong, could be making in, you know what the saying is. But I would assume that after this journey, you might have a new understanding of some of the elements. You may have some associations you didn't have before. You may have realized how you felt internally during different elements. And I know that this is definitely true for me and some of my witchy friends that I talk to. We're always talking about fire season and how like amazing fire season is, internal fire season. And that seemed to really correspond with the wands for us this time around. But then you get into the water, which is more really difficult, right? And the swords are more difficult. Earth can be like in between, right? It all depends on where we're at, but it's fun to look at your internal landscape and your external landscape through the lens of these elements and just reflect on anything that comes to mind, anything you want to write down. And then I have a couple final prompts for you that are really just about freaking celebrating yourself, right? I really started out this video with that like, whoa, you did it, right? But I don't want you to just hear that from me. I want you to hear that from you. Like, you freaking did it and you should be fucking proud. So, 5 prompts to celebrate yourself. Prompt number 1, what are you proud of yourself for? Prompt number 2, how have you changed over the course of the voyage? Prompt number 3, what in your life has changed? I know some of you moved, some of you got new jobs, like things were crazy. And even if you don't feel like that's directly related to your voyage, it still somehow ties in. So think about those prompts for a second and really dig in. Write down some stuff. Prompt number 4, did you have any mind-blowing moments or synchronicities as you went through? Like, were there any cards where you were like, can't friggin' believe that happened, right? I know you had that experience with some of them. So just take some time to record those. And then the last question is, how has your experience with the tarot changed? With reading for yourself, reading for others if you read for them. I know some of you got readings from other people and you were like, oh my gosh, I understand now like so much more because I have all this rich understanding of what the cards mean to me and the stories of the cards. And it's just like, again, those are some kind of mind-blowing moments as well. But like, how have you leveled up? Think back to before we did this journey, right? There is no way that you have not come to a deeper understanding of yourself and up-leveled your skills. It's a byproduct that's impossible not to do if you really actually did the challenge. Again, regardless of how many cards you did, if you actually committed yourself to doing the spirit of the challenge, the Hermit reflections, all of those like daily prompts and stuff, my love, there is no way that you can come out on the other side of this voyage unchanged. There's no way. No way. So that's all I have for you today, my loves. Actually, I'm going to talk about the giveaway now and give you a little insider information about where we're going next. I've gotten lots of messages about like, the journey is almost over. What are we doing next? Don't worry. I got you, boo. We got some fun stuff planned for the summer. Little less intense commitment-wise because we're all super busy, but it's going to be really amazing. So first, if you would like to enter the giveaway, I will leave a link below and some information on how you can join. But basically what I'm asking you to do is to share with me your experience of any of my programs. It doesn't have to be just the 78 Deep Challenge. If you've taken any of my courses, if you engage with any of my content and you've gotten something out of it, I would love to hear about it. Yeah. So if you're watching this video, obviously you can enter because you're engaging with my content, right? So down below, all you have to do, you don't even have to like share or follow or blah, blah, blah. You just have to fill out the review form, authentically take some time, reflect, share about your experience with my content or any of my programs that you may have taken. And you'll be entered to win a couple of different prizes. I'm going to be giving away 3 different prizes. I'm going to leave those as a surprise, but they are tarot related and some of them might be some card readings, courses, things. So it'll be super fun. So that giveaway will end June 15th. I will leave that down below. So you have a couple weeks, if you didn't get to watch this right away, to go ahead and do that, but you're not going to want to miss it. So what's coming next? Next, we will be going on a 10-week experience, if you want to join me, called Moments of Me. And I don't think I will be doing like a publicly structured challenge like I did with this. I will be posting a little bit about it on Instagram. I'm also going to be talking about just moments and yourself and stuff in general, in relation actually to the hashtag Everything is Art challenge on June 20th or so, when that gets released. So that'll be fun. But anyway, this is going to be an experience that you can sign up to do with me for 10 weeks. We are going to meet once a week on Fridays. Replays will be available if you can't make the live events. And we're going to gather and talk about some things. There's going to be journaling prompts. But the main core of the Moments of Me experience is mailers. I have put together a fun, what do I call it? Let me just show you. I don't want to show you too much because I haven't officially released this yet. This is just a little heads up and sneak peek for y'all. But each week for 10 weeks, there will be an envelope that you will receive. You'll receive all your envelopes ahead of time, so you will have them. But inside the envelope is going to be cards, tarot or oracle cards. And each week, there is going to be some type of exercise that we're going to do with those cards. That is also going to be related to this focus of Moments of Me, which is all about presence and play. If you took my pleasure playbook last year, there's going to be a lot of fun elements in there. There's going to be extra journaling prompts if you want to like make this a big thing, or you can just show up to the calls, open our envelopes together, and do the like tarot exercise. I am over the moon, and like I said, I don't want to give away too much until the official launch, which is going to be in the beginning of June here, so stay tuned. But if you love Happy Mail, if you love journaling, if you love tarot and oracle cards, if you love having a damn good time, if you love getting outside in the summer, if you love like being on the go and messy and creative and collecting all kinds of things to build the legacy of the story of your friggin' life, you're not going to want to miss this. I also have limited seats because I can only send out so many cards. So definitely hop on the email list if you're desiring to do this. And that sounds like fun to you because you'll get notified when the class officially releases. Of course, I will post a video as well. And if you were part of the 78 Deep experience, either on the free email list or in the course, I'm going to be sending you an exclusive coupon that you can use off this experience. So if you played along with the 78 Deep challenge but never signed up for the free email list, do that ASAP because you're going to want that cool discount code as a little thank you from me. So my loves, I think that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so freaking much for being here. I wish I could talk to you forever because I kind of just don't want this to end, but I'm also like so freaking excited about our next journey together. And I can't wait to hear from you, my loves. Again, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. And how far you've come. I can't wait to share my deck video with you soon. And all of the other exciting things I mentioned. Okay, don't forget about the giveaway. Don't forget about joining the email list if you have not already. I will see you guys again soon. Take care, my loves.